Life in a world that keeps changing. Think that it's progress you're making.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I will be having some spicy noodles, ramen noodles, broccoli with steak, king crab, some peppers, sweet peppers, and of course I'll have be having a bubbly, lime bubbly, yeah, that's what it is. And I did put some hot chicken flavor in here, and I might put some more. So I'm going to actually throw a thumbnail now. See it? Oh, I almost spilled on Jesus. Let me do it closer. Okay, hold on. Alright. So I am going to start off with a prayer. Amen. And amen again. Y'all know that's my favorite line. I'm going to start off by giving y'all some. See how I got that steak and broccoli in there? Take the first bite. This is so good. So good. So good. No, I got to ask y'all a question. Hold on, let me start off by opening my bubbly. Throw that right in front of there. See that? All right, y'all. So I'm gonna give y'all a scenario, right? Say something happened to one of your loved ones. Matter of fact, because this is a real story. Say it happened to your mom, and she was deceased, and it's been like 18 years, right? So, and it was due to like a harsh murder, whatever. And you didn't want to date all this time because they never caught the guy who did this to your mother. So you never dated, you never did anything. You just kept to yourself because you didn't know if someone was related to this guy. You didn't know anything, like or if you were going to actually meet the guy. So back then, they didn't have DNA and all that stuff. So the DNA they did find was just sitting in the laboratory for all this time, for years. And you know how they get cold case, start looking into stories later on down the line. Because you basically just let it go. Because it's been all this time and they never called them. You just were scared to date. So you finally decide to date someone. I got some hot sauce on my nose. You start dating a guy. And you really fall for him. I mean, like, really, really, really in love with him. First off, y'all met online on dating app, and y'all just been talking for 7 years now. He keeps telling you he wants to marry you, but you don't want no commitment like that because you're still scared. So he sticks around, even though you're not really ready, just sitting there waiting till you're ready. The cops come back. Later on, you get a call from the detective, a detective telling you that they're opening the case back up for your mother. You really don't want to open those old wounds, but you're like, okay. And they explain to you that now we have DNA. If this person was in our database, like getting arrested for anything, we can find them. Mind you, she already met this guy that she was with, parents, everything. His mom, dad, she already met all of them. So she knows who everybody is. She's basically a part of the family now. But she still was like a little standoffish because she wasn't sure she can trust anyone. So one day, it gets greater later. One day, the cops told her basically, we got somebody in a system that we, you know, it matched the DNA. We're about to bring him in now for questioning. So she like, okay, excited. Like, they probably about to catch him now. And, you know, see what's going on. See if he's the one that did this to my mother. Maybe we're finally about to seek justice. So, she tells her boyfriend, you tell your boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? Because remember, this is a scenario right now. I'm not telling y'all an extra story. I'm telling y'all a scenario. What would you do? She let her boyfriend know. The detectives called me and told me they found DNA of someone who may have committed murder back when my mom was murdered. And he had the same DNA. So he was like, oh, for real? And they about to bring him down there now. He was like, for real? But he was acting really strange, like. And she was like, what's wrong with you? Like, all of a sudden I'm telling you something good about my mother. And, woo, excuse me. Excuse me. Telling you something good about my mother and you don't want to hear it. Like, what is going on? He was like, nah. It's not like that. It's just that Pops called me and told me that. Pops called me and told me that the detectives contacted him and told him he had to come in for questioning. Let me get that broccoli. Right. I'm killing this. It's so good, y'all. So Matt had to come in for questioning. My dad had to. So she was like, maybe it's something different. Maybe they're not on the same case. He was like, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it's something different for my dad. So she was like, well, I think I should go to the police station and see if I can find out who this person is. That had something to do with my mother. Murder back then. And he was like, we need to support our parents. Like, I'm going to go and support my dad and be there with him. And you go and find out who did this. You know, I don't want nothing more but to be here with you right now. But just like you trying to figure out what's going on with your mom, I haven't seen your mom back then, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my dad right now. She was like, okay. They both understood. Went by their own way. Not knowing what the police, they never talked about which police department. They never talked about nothing. They just knew they had to go. Their parents had to go. His dad had to go somewhere, and she was going to the police department that told her, detectives told her to go for her mother. Matter of fact, they didn't even tell her she had to be there. But she was showing up just in case, so she could see this person. Y'all. When it comes down to it, her and her man end up seeing each other at the police station. And her man was like, what you doing here? She was like, I told you what I had to come do. He was like, oh, okay. I ain't know it was the same police department that they called my dad at. Look at that. King crab. It's not, I don't know why these king crabs is like not really big. Like, there you go. But she told him, like, I told you what was going on. He was like, yeah, you did. So both of them just waiting in the waiting room, trying to see what was going on. So when the detectives came back out, oh, excuse me. They came back out with his dad, her man's dad. And then when the detective saw her, he was like, what are you doing here? I told you. Basically, it was just a regular routine. We was going to check out, see what was going on, and we would contact you. She was like, no, I need to know what's going on. Like, I want to know who is the person that had something to do with doing something to my mother back then. So the detective, you know, he not knowing at first that they're together. You know, and they was all in a little circle together. So the detective told him to have a good day, whatever. And in the meantime, when he was coming out, she starts speaking to him. Hi, Mr. Davis, whatever. How you doing? And the detective just stopped and looked Like, really suspicious, like, you know this man? She was like, oh yeah, that's my boyfriend's dad. The detective, if looks could kill, all of us would have been dead. Because guess what? That detective was livid. That detective was livid. You could tell there was something seriously wrong with him. He just told her, excuse me, I'll talk to you later. And he walked away. Slammed that door. Mm-hmm. He slammed that door. So now the dad's starting to realize that she is the child of the lady that he probably did that to back in the day. So he started acting really weird, and I'm like, okay, so I'm ready to go. You know, not seeing if she was okay after that. You know, not checking on her, none of that. We just was ready to go. So a little while later, the detective walked out and was like, oh, you didn't leave? She was like, no, because I'm trying to figure out what's going on. You never told me nothing. He told her, come back here with me. I got some things I need to tell you. She walked back there with him to that little room. And what he told her had her jump up out of her skin. She jumped up out of her damn skin, y'all. Because her soon-to-be father-in-law that she thought she was going to marry, the dude she thought she was going to marry, was the dude that killed her mother. She couldn't believe it. She was livid. She kept saying to herself, I knew something was right. I knew something was wrong. I knew something was wrong. That's why I couldn't marry him. He kept asking me to marry him, and I would not marry him. I had to put some more spice in there. She was like, that's why I didn't marry him. Like, something was off. She was like, God was trying to tell me, don't marry into this family. Right? Although the son didn't know what was going on, that's still his father, and that's still my mother. Woo. At this time, she leaves the police station. Upset and confused. She said, I am done with their family, and I will not, I refuse to talk to the son again. Oh yeah, she just kicked him to the curb. Here you go. Here you go. Kick homeboy to the curb. She said homeboy didn't need an explanation. Just like they never gave her mother an explanation back then. So he's constantly calling her phone. When she got in her car from out of the police station, her phone, she got like 50 missed calls from him. And she was like, what do he want with me? Now mind you, he never knew what was going on. He's just the son. So she finally decided to answer the phone call. Mind you, the dad still never told him what was going on. She was like, what do you want? When he called, he was like, what do you mean? Why would you talk to me like that? What changed within a couple of hours? She was like, you know what's going on. He was like, no, I don't. I really don't. She was like, so you ain't talk to your dad? He was like, my dad really didn't want to talk. He just was out of it the whole time. So she was like, that mother was out of it because what he did to my mother, mom. He was livid. After he felt as though she was disrespected. He never cussed before. You mean what he did to your mom? She was like, the same case we was talking about. They had a dude. DNA they found. Guess what? It was your daddy's DNA. He just stopped, dropped his head. He couldn't even believe it. He couldn't believe it. You could tell he was so hurt. So hurt. He couldn't even believe it. Like, because he loved this girl. He really wanted to be with her. And he knew this was cause problems. You know, I think I need to use scissors for this part, even though it's cut. Ooh, somewhat it's cut, but then cut all the way down the middle. But she was not trying to hear at that time what he was talking about. He kept telling her, I don't know. My dad would not tell me nothing. Mind you, she said, well, you need to talk to your dad. And she hung up on him. Disconnected the line. He was now talking to tone. Dial tone. She was not trying to hear it. Then for several days went by. She would not answer his calls. He's still calling her. Worried. I mean, y'all, he worried. He decides to go knock on her door. Now he want to know what's going on. He knocks on her door. She answered the door, heartbroken, in tears, like, you just grab her and hug her. Like, what do you do in a situation like that? Especially because you don't know. And he didn't know. What would y'all do? Would y'all stay in that relationship? Or would you dead it? Even though the son never had nothing to do with it. You never knew that his dad was a killer. Stone cold killer. But all she's thinking about is how I'm gonna marry somebody and their dad killed my mom when I was a kid. What would y'all do? Let that thing go? Or let the thing rock? What y'all gotta say? Because that's a real serious case. you let go of something like that. So serious. Especially when it comes to your parents. And she never really got to be around her mother because he took her away. Would y'all drop it? Let it go? That relationship? Or would y'all keep rocking? Because he was good for you the whole 7 years y'all was together. He was good to you. Never disrespected you. Never did anything wrong. He just had the wrong father. That's all. The wrong father. Do you leave or do you go? That's what I want to know. Do you leave or do you go? And that's a hard pill to swallow. That's serious, y'all. This stuff is good. And I am getting full, y'all. Getting full, but I'm trying to finish. I hate these little spiky things. Trying to finish this last little crab. Why king crab is so sweet, y'all? It's sweet, like it's not really sweet, but it's sweet compared to the other crabs. But it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's still good. I still got a little sweet taste to it. But it's good. So good. By the way, y'all ain't gonna believe where I got these king crabs from. Got them from Aldi's. I'm shocked in the box. I saw them in that window. I said, what the hell is going on? In the freezers at Aldi's. But they were there. And I gladly grabbed them. Mind you, they were 17 something for a bag. Everywhere else you go, my baby over there sniffing it. Oh, my baby. But everywhere else you go, they're like $49. But they're a little bigger. Not too much bigger. They charge like $50 a little bag like that. I was stunned. I said, maybe it's because of the holidays, and they had the little lobster tail. 2 for $12. It must be for the holidays, because I was going there for a while and I ain't seen it all that time. Now all of a sudden they got that out there. So yeah, it must be for the holidays. But anywho, it's good, y'all. This is so good. Steak, broccoli, ramen noodles, and king crab. And my bubbly lemon lime drink. With my spicy chicken hot flavored sauce. What is this, the 1-time flavor hot sauce? Yeah, because I got the 2-times flavor hot sauce, and that thing be burning. I can manage this right here. It's good. I like it. But anywho, y'all, this was good, a good meal. I'm about to actually end it. But my stomach is kind of tight. Look, I actually demolished it. I sure did. It was good. Think I was gonna leave it there? But y'all did eat with me, so. Y'all did eat some with me, so it's all good. It's all good. All good in the hood. Like, for real. Anywho, I'm about to catch up on some TV after this. I'm gonna let y'all go. Ooh. Because I am stuffed and I had enough. Trust me. Reese, gang, I had enough. Can't do no more. I'm done. I am flagged. Yes, I am. But guess what, y'all? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that post notification button so
you know when your next video will be uploaded.
Y'all heard that? My baby girl kicked in. What'd you say, Mama? Don't forget the what?
Turn on the post notifications so you will be notified when our next video will be uploaded.
Until next time. See y'all.
Life in a world that keeps changing. Think that it's progress you're making. Copy and paste pretty faces all the time.